I would like to take the time out of your day to talk about addiction. Why am I smiling? Because, well, I'm allowed to smile. Addiction, it's very hard to overcome. Like, I know that for surely. Like, addiction is not like, it's like when you're on the outside, it's not something you can speak about because like you don't really know how it feels to be on the inside. And like, unless you've been addicted to something, then well, speak from experience. But otherwise, like, don't talk about things you have no knowledge of. Because me, like, for example, I'm speaking about it because like there's different. I wouldn't even say there's different levels to addiction. No, there's. I feel like there is different levels to addiction for surely. There's like more extreme like extents to where like you're using more often, and then there's like the less of a dosage, but then the least amount, the less amount of the smaller amount of dosage always ends up turning into a more amount. So all of a sudden you always catch up to that person who's already up there. So I feel like if you're addicted, you're addicted. It's not I'm more addicted, I'm less addictive. Addictive means you're addicted to something, like you need something. And me, see me, I'm very addicted to, I'll admit it, I'm addicted to this, this. These are not good for you. They're not. Weed, yeah, it's not killing every single person in the world, but weed, for again, for some people it's different, but for me, like, weed is just, it's something that I've always been hooked on. It's something that I still can't get away from, and it's like, I've been wanting to stop. That's why at some point I started vaping way more, because the thing is, I knew how hooked I was on weed, that like I wanted to stop. I knew with what I wanted to do in life I needed to stop, but the thing is, like, it was hard for me to fully stop. So when I started vaping, it was like a supplement for it. But then now it's like I started doing both, and it's like just getting, and that's what I mean by like addiction. Sometimes like the less the small amount that you're doing always ends up turning into more, because it's like first I supplemented that with my vape, and then after I ended up vaping and smoking weed. So it's like the supplement wasn't even supplementing, it was just an addition onto another addiction. And you know, for me, like for some people, the thing is, addiction, it's just like you find something you get curious about, you get very into it. Me, I just know about myself is that I have a very addictive personality. I am like, when I find something fascinated, like just like that, I like really like get into it. Like even people, for example, like I remember a lot of things about people. There's so many different people in my life. I remember all my sisters' birthdays, my brothers. March 2nd, April 4th, December 27th, January 31st, June 30th, October 2nd. Then there's Jaden Gracie, February 28th, August 14th. And my old friend, September 29th. And you see, these things are like, it's like with people, I know, like, when I get like, when I find someone that I find interesting, it's like with the personality that I do have, it's like I get really fascinated, and I get really like, well, addicted to them. And like it kind of like, for me it was like with my old friend, and I know I talk about it a lot, but the thing is I think about it a lot. That's why I'm going to talk about how I feel. And if I were limiting myself, then I wouldn't be doing what I want to do on the channel, which is fully expressing how I'm feeling in the moment. And I still can't get that moment out of my head. And well, during that time, the thing is, one thing about it is that like motivation plays a part in what I want to do. And the thing is, yesterday was Monday, and I was supposed to start my gym series, but then I smoked, and then that kind of ruined it for me, because I already know how I get when I'm smoking. So I ended up going to the gym later on, but I didn't even film how I wanted to film, which was kind of upsetting. But I was still glad I went to the gym, but to me, I wasn't really like satisfied. But like, I had my old friend, like, the thing about him was that me, it's like, with where I stand and what I want to do, it's like, you know, it's always nice to hear like somebody say they're proud of you. The other day I was talking to my boy Mikey, and he said that to me. He was like, "Yo, I'm proud of you." That like, I got chills when I heard that, because like, if I'm being honest, like I hadn't heard that in a minute, and for a minute, I just been feeling like everything I was doing, like I say it in the videos that's for something, but then like while I'm doing it, sometimes I just feel like it's for nothing. So when I heard like I'm proud of you, like it really like made me reflect and really like look like maybe it's not for no reason, and maybe something does come out of this. And when I seen that message, it was like just like a freaking burst of joy came, freaking just presented itself abruptly in front of me, and I was like, wow, like it really was nice to hear that. And that's what it is with what I want to do. It's like, when you have to, like, when you're motivating yourself, the thing is like, it really all depends on you to push yourself. It depends on you. When you have no one there saying like, keep going, keep going, keep going, and it's only you, it's like those days when you break down and you're just like feeling unmotivated and doing nothing, it's like your only source of motivation just went away, and then like you just start to dig your grave down. And it's like, that's what bothers me, that like I feel like it's all up to me. Like, well, obviously my dream is, but I feel like my motivation, it's like rocky, because like when I do get high it brings me down, but when I'm sober I'm up. But then even when I'm up sometimes I'm still like going down, and it's like just like a rocking ship is what it is. But as I was saying about my old friend, it was that while we were friends, you see, this was the first person who told me to stop smoking. And of course, like, I felt like maybe if I really couldn't do it for myself, if I could do it for someone else, of course I would, because that's who I am as well. I ask my friends because I care about them, oh, don't do this, you shouldn't do this so much, you shouldn't do this. So of course I'd be a hypocrite if I wasn't reciprocating the energy. So for him, he had told me that I should stop smoking. And at first I didn't, but then I really thought about it. And then when I realized, like, in this moment, I felt like I didn't need to be high, because, like, just being around that guy was, like, the best high to me. Oh, my septum stings! Yo, my septum, I took my septum out for Ramadan. Yo, I put it back in. I had to, like, basically re-pierce it. Yo, this shit's stinging. But yeah, I felt like the best high. It was the best and the worst all at once, because sometimes it was just so good. Then there was times where it got bad and I just wished I was high. But that's just what it is for me. Like, it's something I'm trying to get away from, and it's not a laughing matter, but it is my problem. And if I choose to laugh about my own problem, of course I can. But it's like, when I had someone to do it for, I felt like it was more worth doing. Even with my dream, it's like I know the people who I want to do it for, but still, it's like, again, when I go down, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody matters, I don't matter, nothing matters. But then when I'm sober, I'm like, I'm looking around and I'm like, I gotta make a change. Like, I gotta do what I have to do. Like, I gotta pick myself off my ass. That's why, like, I know, like, when I fully stop weed is when I could reach my full potential. But like right now, it just feels like stopping is for nothing. That's what it is. Cause it's like I'm not the type to live for someone else. I kind of, fuck it, I am. My whole dream is to take care of people I love. That's a dream of mine. But the vision, the end goal is like, the dream is mine, but the end goal is for them. Like, it's all for them is what it is. That's why I want to keep going. And I still try to just put out a video just to put something out, because like, or else I'll just feel like I already feel nothing, and I already feel like I'm not doing enough for like even getting out of anywhere. And then I'm killing myself with the vape and the weed, and it's like I feel my downfall coming. I feel a flop era coming on, and it's like I can't be in that. I'm 20 now. It's like I only have like a few more years to live. It's like I gotta do the best with what I could do. Like, I'm about to be 30. Once I turn, sorry, fuck 30. Once I turn 25, my life is over. That's why I need my foundation now. I have to do what I have to do now, and that's why I'm trying my best to just like get away from this. But again, environment and influence is everything. And one thing about me is like, I'm not no people pleaser, but I do have a hard time saying no. So it's like, if someone asks me, do you want to smoke? If I'm cool with you, and I don't, because the thing is like, I'm fucking selfless. I can't fucking help it, okay? It's like, if someone asks me, it's like, if they're feeling happy enough to do it, it's like, I don't even want to be the mood killer and just be like, no. So I'll be like, yes. I guess I am people pleasing in that sense, but it's not, I'm not trying to please the whole world. It's just like certain individuals who are close to me, it's like, I can't help but say no to them. It's like, if someone asks me for money who I love, I'm going to say, of course, like, I got you. You don't even have to worry about that. Like, I'm a help where I can help. So it's like, I just want, like, because the thing is, I don't want, like, the thing is, I don't know what I want, okay? Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I do know. Sometimes I don't. It's like, sometimes I just feel like I'm doing everything, and then other times I just feel like I'm just nothing. And I feel like I always find myself in my room, and maybe that's it. A change of environment's needed, but I changed my room. The thing is, with the addictive personality thing, you see, once I pick up something, I can't stop. My room, look around, this is an example. I started decorating. I kept decorating. I keep decorating, and I'm not done decorating. Once I get into something, it's hard for me to want to stop. Once I find a passion, it's like I want to pursue it. At first, when I was like around 18 in high school, I said I wanted to be a plumber. I was on TikTok looking at plumbing TikToks. I was on YouTube looking at YouTube videos of it. And at some point, it just died down, and it just like went away. And then that passion was lost, and I found another one, and I started loving that. I bought a piano. Um, at first, I loved it, and I actually came back to it. Maybe that's it. I always come back to things that I love, and maybe that connects to the nature of like, at some point, I could try to let go of the fact about people who like did me wrong, who I also still loved. But it's like that thought always comes back later. It's like me with my piano. I was playing my piano for a while after I got it, but then it died down. But then I came back to it recently, cause well, I guess to see it just like a memory. It lives in my brain, just because it's not the front and focal like view. It's not. It doesn't not exist. Like it's still gonna be there forever, and it's always gonna be there for me to like come back to at some point. Like when you're just like wandering somewhere, or you're just like at work, and then you have like this random thought of your childhood that popped up, or like a little old memory with a friend. Like it's that type of thing. And then when you start thinking about it, then you start thinking of other things in correlation to that thought, and then you start thinking about everything a lot. And that's kind of how it is in me. Like once that one little thought pops up, I think about this thought, and then this thought, and then this thought, and it's like a whole brainstorming circle. I feel like this all just ties to addiction, because like if I were helping myself to stop one thing, then it would help me stop the other thing, which would help me stop the other thing and the other thing. But right now it's like I'm not even stressed. That's the thing. Like I'm not stressed at all. Like there's no stress in the world for me to be like smoking and vaping. Like vaping, it was like a cool thing, but for some people, like they smoke cigarettes, for example, because it helps them with their stress. But like I guess I can say I'm a little stressed about like, I wouldn't even say where I'm going in life. I would more say of like, I don't know, with believing in myself sometimes. I guess I could say that. I just feel like I'm all over the place and I'm just nowhere. And I can't like, I feel like I can't get away from these thoughts, but like it starts with stopping weed, stopping vaping. But I know weed is the first thing I want to stop, because the actual intoxication is what's making things worse. And then the vape would come second. And then, maybe I could stop having high hopes for everybody and truly like do something for once for myself. Be a little selfish for once and stop being so selfless. But even saying it out loud is not something I believe I can do, because it's just in my nature to put people before me. It's just something I do. So addiction's hard. It takes time, but I believe it truly comes down to truly believing in yourself and your ability to stop something. And once you get in that mindset, I feel like it should be a little bit easier. And me, I'm trying to get into that mindset, and I've been working more to try to like get away from it. But then every time I come home, it's a spliff waiting for me. No, why did I just do that? That's so bad what I just did. But that's just what it is. Like it just takes time. I feel like everything takes time. Healing takes time, stopping something takes time, quitting a job takes time. I feel like a dream, to actually achieve your dreams, that takes time. You don't wake up one day and then like all your dreams are just fucking in motion. I feel like everything takes time, and that's what I need to realize. Like I need to like just be living more in the moment, and not like in my high mind, and actually like looking around and like realizing like there's more to life except being high and just being intoxicated and just like harming your body. Because if I truly did want to live for as long as I can, then these things aren't these things aren't helping me to live out my full bloodline. Lifeline? Yes. From Apex Legends? Sorry. Okay, no. See, I'm a mess, guys. I'm gonna start my gym series soon. At this point, I can't put a day on it. I went to the gym yesterday, my body's sore up. I was about to go, I think I'm gonna go today at 11 again. No, yesterday I went at 12. It was actually empty. I was like, I could have low-key recorded yesterday. That's why today, if I go later on, I'm actually going to record. I'm not going to be in there for long because my body's sore from yesterday. I done did fucking everything in there. No plan, no nothing. Just the vision, and just the fucking vision of being in the gym. Once I got in there, I was doing fucking everything. It's sore up here. My legs is sore. My ass is heavy. It's just too fucking much. But I'm not gonna say too much anymore. That's my message for today. Take your time with things. Don't rush. Just let it just get yourself motivated. Like there's not always gonna be somewhere to tell you happy birthday, good job, or like give you a pat on the back. So, babes, do it for yourself. I love you. Okay, I'm losing my mind clearly, and I'm not even high right now, which is crazy. But that's my message for today. Deal with what you're dealing with. Give it some time. You know, you're not. Sometimes when you let it get worse, it gets worse. But when you actually realize you're going down the wrong path for yourself, you gotta stop it. That's all I'm gonna say before I continue my yap session for another 15 minutes. And that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Maybe my thing will work today. Oh my gosh, when I tell you it's always an issue with this damn thing, bye guys.